Hey again guys, welcome back to my Fight Caves walkthrough using the Guthan setup, and now just finishing off this 180 and then let's see which wave we're at. Wave 50, so we're still dealing with the 180s and the 360s. Got a bird here to deal with, but we've not got a ranger on us yet, which is alright. So the method that I've already said to deal with the 180s is trapping it and getting it stuck. Another method you can use for this spawn, the 360s in the southeast corner. Now if I was to run over here, the 360 would end up getting stuck just south of this rock. Now that doesn't seem to do much, but it gets the 360 and the 180 trapped. Then you can kill this with whatever means you want, and you've not got to worry about being attacked by mage. Now it's not always a good method to do, but it's another one, and I just thought I'll throw it out there because it might just come in handy. And it only really works with a number of setups and spawns, but it's just more that you might know about really. And nice bit flag there, I thought I'd disconnected again. So now we can just run over and get to the 360. Still just a case of really killing off the birds before they can drain too much prayer. Getting anything else that really comes over to you, and then trying to trap this 180 somehow. Now these little level 22s might be able to help. Now it's got stuck behind the 360 anyway, but you could also see if it wanted to get to me, it would have to get past the 22s. So fourth method is this, I'm not really sure. You can also trap it behind the other smaller monsters. So now it's got over to me because the 22s moved to try and attack me. It's kind of spoiled my fun a bit, but it's really quite easy to trap them. Don't worry too much if you can't do it at first. I suppose I wouldn't have been able to, and now you kind of do it accidentally as much as I do on purpose. And if you are using curses instead of prayers for this, and you're meleeing like face to face without the moving forwards and backwards, and trying to prayer flash for soul split, you'd use the same kind of tactic you are now, but except from when you would click to attack, that's when you'd click to activate soul split. But you'd only do that if you were attacking at the same time, or just literally a second after. You wouldn't want to do it if you were attacking just before the 360, as then you would end up taking the magic attack. So I'd demonstrate that now if I could, but I'm not really able to swap my prayers halfway through the caves. If I was, it would be quite useful, but unfortunately I'm not. So getting this 180 killed, trying to get a bit of HP back from it. And it's, there we go. Oh, brilliant. So 180 coming from the north, just walk your way around the 360. Now if it wants to get to us, it's got to get through not only the 360, but these two level 22s and this 45, so that's good for us. If you were really quite low combat, I did find on my level 40 one account when I did it, they could hit quite accurately, but I don't see why you'd be mealing the caves if you're level 41. Especially if you were like 28 attack or something like I think I was. So next wave it gets a bit more interesting again. We've got the return of the level 90, which just adds a bit more danger, but to be honest, unless you've been struggling for these waves, there's nothing really to worry about. Again, you've got to remember not to try and prey range for them, because you're going to be tanking the 360 then, and that's going to cause you more problems. Got a bit of a fortunate spawn this time with it right next to us, meaning we can kill it almost instantly. And then we saw where the magic attack came from, so we could run in that direction. Even though the 180 is following us, we can run around the 360, get it trapped, and it really is as easy as that. Now, hopefully if you're trying to do this like I've been doing, you'll have a similar amount of, well, hopefully all 4 brews left, and a similar amount of prayer, depending on whether you took maybe a Stowell instead of a Glory, or even added the Fury. You may have had the Soul Wars cape. You might not even be using Piety. It does depend, but hopefully you'll be in a similar situation to me, and if you are, I'm going to tell you it's looking quite good. Mil attack XP. So this time we can't see the 90 instantly. We know where the 360 is. Just get rid of this little bird before it comes and drains all our prayer. You can see the attacks coming from the northwest. So we run over there. Get to this 90 before it does too much damage to us. Try and heal off it a bit. See how that goes. Not very well. So back to the 360. And as well, if you want, if you're maxed or close to max in this setup, you can just kill it outright while using your magic prayer. It can just be a bit of a pain because, like I said, it can still be quite accurate, and it might just hit a couple of 200s, and you wouldn't want that if you were already at maybe 600 or so HP. So depending on how you're feeling and supplies wise, you might want to just kill it outright and get rid of it. Got it by a 1, brilliant. Go for the Godsword specials, 388, and again 0. Again, quite a lucky 90 spawn. It's always best if they spawn where you can see them, that way it's faster really to get rid of them. You can't see the 180 yet, which kind of implies it's got trapped behind the 360, and I'd bet on it. Yep. So that wave, you could argue we got quite lucky. And if every wave like that, it makes everything a lot easier, and you'll be having no problems as well. So getting towards the end of it now really. There's not much more I can say that I haven't already said, and there's not anything really that changes until we get to the big wave 63, and hopefully I'm not gonna mess that up while I'm talking about it, because that would be terrible, and I'd hate to have to do the entire thing again. as much as I do enjoy fight caves. I think I'd probably have to cheat and just use a rapier for it. So I don't want to do any spoilers, but if you've just heard me say that, chances are I have killed Jad successfully, unless I'm just being a bit of a trickster and I do die at the last minute. So that time we did have the 180 traps, but it did get free. So again, we'll just run around. In fact, we can get it stuck behind the 45, and hopefully, if we're fast enough, attack and walk back. No. So try and run through the 360. And we're pretty much done for this part, I think. Just get this 360 down a bit more. So yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you later.